I got to keep going back to that front, that defensive front. Um, you know, Preston Smith, I think, is who I'm going to end up choosing because I know we've seen a lot from Za'Darius. We've seen flashes from Rashawn Gary. Preston, honestly, if he doesn't have a big couple of games here going into the last quarter or so of this season, we might not see him in a Packer uniform next year. And I just want to see him kind of come back to, what the Super Smith brothers were doing last year. So I guess Preston Smith is who I'm going to be eyeing up here defensively this Sunday night. How about you, offensively and defensively?
Um, I'm going to say offensively, I'm going to go with the O-line, Elton Jenkins. I mean, he obviously has to cover for an injured Corey Linsley if he can't go. Again, we don't have the injury report yet on Wednesday. Um, by all accounts, he's got a minor back injury, but that could keep him could easily keep him out this week. And I think Elton Jenkins needs to have a big game, kind of being a versatile chess piece on the O line again because we need to be able to protect Rodgers from the strong pass rush from the Bears in order to be successful. And then on defense, I would say Kevin King, and I'm going to say if he plays or doesn't, because if he doesn't play, I'm not sure how, if Jair Alexander is going to get the, Allen Robinson detail. I would guess so. But if Kevin King does play, I think that's going to be big for our defensive backfield because I'm not sure outside of Robinson who they have for a receiving threat. So, my guess is if Kevin King goes and Jair Alexander goes, then we're going to be in pretty good shape covering the pass, or I'm sorry, covering the receivers for Chicago.
It's funny. We both sound like really cautiously optimistic. Like, I feel like we both kind of agree, like, on paper, we should definitely win this game. And maybe if we would have pulled last week off, we'd be a little bit more cocky. But, like, am I getting that tone from you too? Like, oh, we should do well, but we're a little nervous still. I mean, I guess where's your head at?
Yeah, I think that's kind of my MO. I mean, I think I'm always cautiously optimistic. Again, I'm a huge Packers fan. I always think they can win. And when you have Aaron Rodgers at your quarterback position, you're in a good shape. But yeah, especially with these games, the Bears, Packers, it goes. I mean, the two teams that know each other so well. You never know. I mean, it's hard to predict these types of games, but yeah, on paper, we should definitely win this one. So should
100%.
we move on to our predictions?
Yeah, I was gonna say 100,
Okay.
100%. I think the line and the over under is definitely expecting a little bit more of a defensive battle, but the Packers are definitely favorites. Again, this is Wednesday, so the line could move, but right now, two sources are showing me an 8.5 point favorites for the Packers winning.
Wow.
It's slated to be a low scoring game. The over under, so the total scored points scored is at 45.5 points. So with all that being said, given everything we've talked about, with most importantly, I don't think we can I mean, I feel like we've just kind of mentioned this, and it really should be like the bulk of our conversation. We don't know who the quarterback's going to be for the Bears, right? Like,
hmm
and it's already a team who offensively doesn't score a lot of points. So given all of that, what's your prediction? What do you think the score is going to be? Do you think we're going to cover the 8.5 points, and do you think the total score is going to be less than 45.5?
Yeah. I'm gonna go Packers win this one 24-9. Um, I think we hold them to. I think our okay defense holds a bad offense to 9 points, and three scoring possessions. That's kind of what again, being cautiously optimistic, that's what I want and what I hope to happen. I think the Packers are able to move the ball, but it's still a good Bears defense. We're not going to score, I don't think, 30 plus. So I'm going to go Packers 24-9, and that's going to be obviously the under the 45.5.
Yep, for sure, and obviously covering the 8.5 points. I tend to agree with you. I had a very very similar um, uh, prediction. I have them 27-13 Packers winning, which of course is going to be covering the 8.5, which is something to be said, right? I mean, 8.5 is a lot of points, but they got them covering it. That's the under overall. I like your logic there of three scoring possessions. I just have them getting into the end zone once. which I think is reasonable in today's NFL climate. But I wouldn't be surprised if they get one more field goal out of this and it's a 27-16 or something like that. I just don't see our Packers defense, who's been playing okay, giving up more than the amount of points that they've been averaging so far. So I will be shocked if the Packers give up more than 20 points this week, given everything that we've seen from the Bears and given the very, very, very important point, again, that we have no idea who their quarterback's going to be and how healthy their quarterback's going to be, right? I mean, just because one of these two guys plays doesn't mean they're back to 100%, right?
For sure. All right. Well, I guess with that, anything else to add?
The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. The Bears. Can we play that song?
Yeah, let's hope they
out?
suck on Sunday. You tell me. I don't know. All right. Well, with that, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to us on Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcast. Like us on Facebook. Follow us there. And Chuck, as always, go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.